Hey everyone, and welcome back to the deep dive, where well, we like to take these deep dives into all sorts of fascinating stuff. And today, we are going to be diving into the world of travel.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, using an excerpt from a podcast called The Joy of Traveling. But we're
hmm
not just talking about, like packing your bags and, getting on a plane. It's more about like, what is it about exploring that makes us feel so, I don't know, good?
Right, like why do we even have this urge?
Yeah, exactly. And this excerpt kind of hints at some really cool stuff about how travel, it can like wake up our senses,
Yeah.
make us more adaptable, even help us grow as people.
It really is amazing how like that feeling you get when you first arrive somewhere new. It's like this burst of excitement.
Oh,
Like our senses are like finally waking up.
oh yeah, totally. Like hitting the reset button. You suddenly notice everything around you in a way you just don't in your normal routine.
And that ties into like the whole mindfulness thing. Being present in the moments. Like the excerpt even talks about how the smell of a city can be like a whole sensory experience in itself.
Oh yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Like I still remember the smell of spices when I first went to Istanbul. It was it was intoxicating.
Yeah, it's like each place has its own unique smell.
Exactly. And it's crazy how a simple smell can like transport you back to that place.
Oh, absolutely. Our sense of smell is linked to the part of the brain that handles memory and emotion. So when you smell something new while traveling, it creates this strong memory. But travel isn't just about the sights and smells, it's also about the people you meet along the way.
Yeah, and the excerpt really gets into how those chance meetings with people, whether it's locals or other travelers, can be so enriching.
Yeah, it's funny how you can go into a trip with all these expectations, but then it's those unexpected interactions that you remember the most.
There's this one line in the excerpt that I really liked. It said, "Travel reminds us that while our lives may look different on the surface, all share similar hopes, dreams, and struggles."
Yeah, that's so true.
Like you connect with people from all these different backgrounds and you realize that even with all the cultural differences, there's this common thread that binds us all.
It really makes you see the world differently and challenge your own assumptions.
For sure.
And sometimes those encounters push us outside our comfort zones in a whole different way. Like when you run into unexpected challenges, flight delays, language barriers, trying to find your way around.
Tell me about it.
The excerpt talks about how these situations are like a crash course in adaptability.
It's so true. I remember this one time I was in rural Japan and I needed to find a pharmacy, but I didn't speak any Japanese. I was using a combination of like gestures and smiles and Google Translate. It was definitely a test of my resourcefulness.
And that's exactly what the excerpt is getting at. It's in those moments when things go wrong that we discover how resilient we can be.
We're forced to think on our feet and get creative.
Yeah.
I've always been a planner, but at home.
Well, there are tons of ways to like travel without actually going anywhere. The key is to just approach your everyday life with that same curiosity and willingness to try new things.
Yeah, like what if instead of always doing the same old thing, we actually made an effort to explore a different part of town
Exactly.
or try a new restaurant with a type of food we never had
Oh,
before?
yeah, it's all about shifting your perspective and finding those hidden gems that are often right under our noses.
I love that. It could be something as simple as taking a different route to work
Right.
or finally visiting that museum you've always meant to go to.
Or even just striking up a conversation with someone you wouldn't normally talk to.
Yeah, totally.
It's about embracing that like childlike sense of wonder and looking at your surroundings with fresh
You
eyes.
never know what you might discover.
Exactly.
I think this deep dive has really shown that travel, it's not just about the destination.
It's more than that.
It's a mindset, a way of being in the world. It's about being present, connecting with people, embracing challenges, and always seeking new perspectives.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we wrap up here, I'd like to leave you with this thought. How can you bring a little bit of that travel mindset into your daily life?
How can you make the ordinary feel extraordinary?
That's a great question to think about. We'd love to hear from you guys. What are some ways you travel without physically going anywhere? Share your experiences and insights with us. Thanks.